G'day, hi, and welcome here. Okay, so let's just jump into it. This is one of my very first model shoots that I ever did when I was back in 2003, I guess. It was my friend Nat. She needed promo shots, and I needed the, uh, the experience, so this is what I got. And anyway, the idea of a job as a photographer, it doesn't really exist now. Actually, okay, we know it exists, but it's not in the way you think. A lot of people think that they're just going to build a resume, build a portfolio, and go into this place or that place and get hired as a photographer. Some places will do that, like wedding photographers. Usually, for example, there's usually always a call for them, that type of thing. But a lot of it is really extremely freelance, and because of that, you got to kind of think of it from not a point of view of getting hired as a press photographer or whatever, which those jobs do exist. For example, one of the photographers for Parliament Hill, that guy was getting paid $130,000 a year just to be the press photographer for Parliament Hill in Canada. This is back, in the early 2000s. But the thing is those gigs are very, very few and far between. The average wedding photographer might make between $700 and $1,500 a wedding, and they might do 10 weddings a year. You know what I mean? So they don't really make as much as you think. So they usually have to do a lot of other things. People who do specialize in portraits, that's usually somebody working for themselves. A lot of times they might be connected through a photographers union, or they might be connected through, say, like a, like a photography store that they hire. They're always looking for someone to go do kind of like on call portraits and stuff like that. So there's a whole bunch of areas that you can get into for photography. But if you're thinking from the point of view of being hired for, I think what I'd really like to inspire people to think of from the takeaway from this video is that rather than worrying about who's going to hire you as a photographer, if the opportunity exists, obviously take it if you think it's a good gig. But think of more of promoting yourself to become your own, because there's always, even though there's a million photographers out there, or millions and millions of billion photographers out there, the competition it's stiff, but it's not as stiff as you think it is, because you have so much opportunity to open up your own business as a photographer. Heck, you could do photography itself, you could do camera reviews, you can do press photographer, where you're a bit of a press, right? You write a story or cover an event. Maybe you go to a motorcycle rally, maybe you go to an old age home, seniors event, whatever it might be. You can be a sports photographer. There's so many things you can do. It's more you want to look at as how you're going to market yourself. A lot of people like myself who are just do it for fun more. I'm just getting back into it again, but we do it, send photos into photo stock agencies. Like I use Big Stock Photo. There's a whole bunch of them out there. So if you're looking at getting into this, I know some people will take like big courses and everything like that. If you're going to teach photography, that's one thing. Maybe some of the bigger fashion magazines or something like that require a big resume or something like that, a huge portfolio. But most of the stuff is going to be freelance, and that's where you need to really look at it. So anyway, yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that. So hopefully this helps a little bit. And if you guys got suggestions of good places for people to make money with photography, link it down below. Rising tide floats all boats. All right. Be true to yourself, be true to others. Always do the right thing. Have yourselves a great day, eh?